And we are live. Let me hit the right button. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Ask That. It is a beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in Chicago. And with me today, I have a gentleman by the name of Sean Douglas. Something a little different. And without further ado, Sean, how are you, sir?
I'm doing amazing today, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. So before we get started, let's just dive into who you are, what you do, a little bit about your background, and then we'll start riffing.
Yeah, man. So I'm an Air Force veteran and TEDx speaker. I have my own radio show and podcast. And, you know, my passion is just speaking on stage. And, that's what I want to do with my life, you know. So spent, like the past 17 years in the Air Force. And it's been amazing, man. I found my passion in speaking from being a drill instructor in basic training. So that's what I love doing, man. I love resilience and speaking and all that stuff, man. So
now your day job outside of speaking is I don't call it personal lifestyle, but coaching others to be epic in their lives. If I'm quoting you correctly, is that right?
Yeah, mentors. Yeah, everybody's a Facebook life coach. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you see so many life coaches on Facebook, you know what I mean? And Snapagram and, you know, so I just, you know, I call it mentoring, you know, like I'm just another mentor, you know what I mean? The first thing, cause you don't hear people say, you need to go out and find a coach. They say, you need to go out and find a mentor. And so yeah. I'm just one of those mentors that they come across, and I mentor new and emerging speakers and entrepreneurs in the first couple of years of their business.
Okay. So let's talk about mentoring, mentorship,
sure,
menteeship. Like, what does that, I guess let's put a definition around a mentor. I mean,
sure.
How do you know if you need a mentor? What does a mentor look like?
Oh, no, you definitely need a mentor.
Okay.
No, you definitely need a mentor.
That was a quick answer. So
yeah, it's not negotiable. Negotiable.
Tell me.
Yeah. So you need a mentor because you are inevitably going to make the same stupid mistakes that everybody else did.
Fair
like
enough.
Right off the bat, you're gonna make stupid mistakes. You're gonna do things, but you're not gonna know things. Like, you're not gonna know. So one of the little ninja hacks that I tell all of the new and emerging speakers is that you're not gonna know to send a card to the event planner who hired you well in advance of the event. Like, you're not gonna send a thank you card. Most people do the thank you cards after.
Yeah.
Right.
Or not at all.
Or not at all. But you wouldn't know that. You know what I mean? Until years into the business. You know what I mean? So, you know, I got a couple of mentees, you know, and they're like, hey, what do you think about this? Or what do I do with this? And whatever. And it's like, this is what you do, man. And I speak from experience, not just something I read online, you know, and I'm always doing research anyways. But the things that I tell people are things that I know work because I do them and I see the results immediately.
Sure.
Like we were talking about earlier video, right?
Yep.
Here's a hack that I tell everybody to do. Everybody has Aweber, MailChimp, MailerLite, all this other stuff. I have BombBomb.com.
Okay.
So BombBomb.com is a video email service. I get 82% open rates in my emails.
Wow.
Nobody else is getting 82% open rates.
Yeah, no,
I'm getting
pretty
82% open rates.
Wow.
Because nobody's going to not watch a video, right?
Yeah.
So when I apply to event planners, they don't open up hi, I'd like to speak at your event. I'm awesome and amazing. Hire me. It's a video email of me,
yep.
And I'm delivering the first minute of, you know, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is how I can help your audience. And
Yep.
they get to see me. And then, of course, another attached video would be like my TEDx talk or something else that I've done. But if you're not using BombBomb.com to hook up with people, man, come on.
That's a fantastic tip. I'll have to go do that. So
BombBomb.com.
So how does somebody even find a mentor? I mean, how do you know where to look and what to
in order to
ask?
So in order to find a mentor, you need to find someone who's doing something, whatever it is, at the level that you want to do it, at the money they're making it is what you want to make, and living the lifestyle that you want to make. My goal for everybody is to find a mentor who is 2 steps ahead of you. Then find another mentor that's 1 step ahead of you, and then find a best friend who is in the trenches at your level.
Okay.
And all 4 of you are elevating each other, you know, directly.
Okay, so let's make it concrete, and I'm going to make it really wide and loud. So let's say I want to have a mentor of somebody like a Lewis Howes or a Grant Cardone, Gary Vee.
Yeah.
They're
Awesome.
way out of my league, or maybe not. How do you, I mean, what's the approach tactic to getting somebody? I mean, what do I have to offer somebody like that?
Sure. So if you wanted to get Gary Vee, you're probably going to have to cough up a lot of money. People like Russell Brunson, like those are the guys who are like 4, 5, and 10 steps ahead of you.
Sure.
The mentors that you need, let's say you're just starting out. Could I name drop some people?
Please.
Okay. So for example, if I'm just starting out, I would go after guys like Les Brown, James Malinchak, Joel Balgis, John Vroman, who's my speaker mentor, right? John Vroman, amazing dude. Me, you know what I mean? Like, because somebody who's brand new, like, would pick me as a mentor.
Sure.
Somebody who's approachable, who's breaking into the 6 figures or is in the 6 figures.
Sure.
Right. Someone who is not that far out of reach, because like I said, Gary Vee is way out of reach for a lot of people.
Yep.
Unless you're like he's friends with, Russell Brunson and guys from Reddit,
Yep.
But you want to pick somebody that is, 2 or 3 steps ahead of you, which means that if you're just starting out, they're breaking into or are making 6 figures. Tom Singer's another one. Tom Singer's amazing, but there's a bunch of speakers out there that are absolutely crushing it. Manny Wolf's another one. Guy is absolutely crushing it. Jake Ballantyne. All these guys are crushing it, but these are guys that you've never heard of, but they're getting $5,000 to $10,000 a speech every time they get on stage.
Yeah. So is there an expectation that you're paying to have them as a mentor?
Absolutely.
And then, I mean, is that an expensive thing to have?
So like my mentor is $5,000 a year.
Okay.
If I went to Les Brown, he'd probably be upwards of 15 to 20. If I wanted to work with Manny Wolf, I think Manny Wolf charges between 5 and 10,000 a year. And for that year, you literally walk side by side and you're getting booked. And you're like, for me, if anybody wants to mentor with me, I'm opening the door. I'm like, here's all of my email templates. Here's all of my contacts. Here's how you do this. And I'll book you on my podcast. I'll book you on my friend's podcast. I'm literally building you for an entire year, and I'm going to get you booked. So that's what I do. I don't know what everybody else does, but that's what I do. My speaker mentors, like, here's my template for emails. Here's some connections. Here's how you create a signature talk. Like, we literally build your business together. And so I'm like, let's do this.
Interesting. Very interesting. How did you fall into that?
Oh, dude. So I became a drill instructor for basic training. And I was like, and you may not know it, I was an introvert. Like, I was like, I don't want to talk to nobody. Like, I just want to. I was
interesting. I wouldn't have never thought that.
Sure. Yeah. Well. Yeah. So being a drill instructor brings out the A-type personality in you.
Yep.
So basically, like, I'm the guy who would show up, be very quiet, for the most part, do my job, and go home. Like, I'm not there to make friends. I'm not there to hang out at the water cooler.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that. I'm going to work. I'm doing what I got to do. And I'm focused and I'm leaving. So when I became a drill instructor, like, I came out of my shell. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, I love speaking and training and coaching and mentoring and like everything that happens. Like I love it. And so I got booked to speak at high schools and ROTC cadets. And I was, as a drill instructor, I went and judged 2 state drill competitions in Texas.
Okay.
So basically what happens is they're like, hey, we need like 4 or 5 guys come be national judges for like the whole state of Texas, like 30 schools there, from all around Texas. And so, we're one of the judges as a drill instructor. We're judging. And then I got to know the high schools, and then they booked me to speak, and then the colleges, and it just snowballed from there. And, last December I delivered my first TEDx talk, which was a dream come true.
Yeah, no kidding. So how often, we'll come back to the TEDx talk, how often do you speak, month, year?
Yeah, so my goal every year is to speak to 20 to 25 events. Okay. And right now I'm booked at 12. Right now.
Oh, for 2018. Yeah, so
you're almost halfway I'm booked
there.
For 12. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. How far out do you book in advance?
6 to 8 months. Usually the call for speakers come out 6 to 8 months. It's not like, hey, we have an event next week.
Sure.
We're looking for, I know call for speakers that are coming out right now that are for December.
Yep.
Because it takes a while to vet through the process. So.
So then how then did you land on the TEDx talk?
Oh, dude, that was my dream. Like when I started my professional speaking, this is what I said. I said, I want three things. Okay. I want three things. I want a TEDx talk. I want to speak in Vegas, and I want to speak in Australia, and maybe hold a koala bear, because I think koala bears are amazing.
Of course. They're cute.
You know, so in December and in 2016, I got denied like a whole bunch of times, like 10 to 12 times. Like it was like, still filling out the process and joining Facebook groups and email lists like Ryan Hildebrandt, Dolores Hirschberg. Man, Ryan is the guy. Like if you want to get on a TEDx stage, me or Ryan Hildebrandt has got great courses that you can take. Read the TEDx books. If that's something that you want to do, literally you go to TED.com, search for TEDx events with your theme, and then you apply to that event per the thing, because every event has a theme.
Sure.
So mine in December was building communities through innovation. And so I was like, okay, well, how do we build a community, whatever. So my TEDx talk was about hacking into your brain in order for you to be successful. So through innovation. And great event, but they loved what I was talking about. And so there's different themes, like leaving a legacy could be one, or, how to be a leader or whatever could be a TEDx theme. And so each talk is based around that theme. So a lot of problems that people have is they go to apply for the talk, and it's like, what's one that somebody told me they were going to apply to? It's something about like embryos or something. Like it's literally at a university that deals with, like artificial insemination or something like that.
Sure,
like, I'm going to talk. I'm like, bro, like, do you even talk about that stuff? Like,
right.
Dude, no.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out what your theme is. That's killer, man. That's huge. And last year I got denied 8 times, and on the 9th time they said yes. So I applied probably 15 or so times, and finally got it. So
yeah. How one of the things you talk about on your website is living your brand.
Yeah.
What does that really mean?
Yeah, dude. So I see that you have a Drift shirt.
Yep. Not my brand though.
Right. What does Drift mean?
It's a design company that we use, a creative agency.
Okay. So they have great core values or something. They have great products, great customer service.
Yep. For sure.
If they had horrible customer service, would you use them?
Nope.
Okay, so that's
wouldn't
one of
be
your
wearing their shirt either.
That's one of your values. So living your brand is literally living your values and staying true to you, being your genuine, authentic, and transparent self. So everybody should have 5 core values that are not negotiable. So mine are God, family, integrity, and honesty is kind of the same thing.
Yep.
Integrity and honesty. Loyalty. I've been with T-Mobile for 10 years. People think I'm crazy. I'm like, I've been with them for 10 years. So if I ever need anything, literally I get treated way differently than oh my God, T-Mobile would do that for me. Oh, they did it for me. I've been with them for 10 years though.
Right.
And then the 5th one is like impact and transformation, and you know what I mean? Like helping people, changing people. Like those are my 5 core values. Those are things that are not negotiable. And so when you live your brand, you are literally living your personal values on a daily basis. I'm not lying to people.
Yep.
I'm trying to spend as much time with my family as I can, as an entrepreneur and such. So, I live my values. And when people don't, like Uber, the CEO, everybody knows the CEO got fired, right? Yep. He wasn't, maybe they weren't living their core values. Maybe they weren't living their brand. But when you live your brand, you're literally living your core values on a daily basis. It is what you are known for.
I love it. It's refreshing to hear it.
There you go, man.
I don't think enough people think about it that way.
Nah. No, because every brand, like mothers choose Jif. Well, why do mothers choose Jif? Great marketing slogan.
Yeah, totally.
Mothers choose Jif. And so everybody buys Jif peanut butter.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody going, no, Peter Pan's better because it's more creamy. No. Like mothers choose Jif, right? Same thing like Coke over Pepsi. Why? And somebody just said Pepsi's better or Coke is better. Like somebody's thinking this in their head. But why? Yeah. Why is Coke so much better than Pepsi?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why do people drive Fords over Chevys? Why do people drive? These are the reasons why you buy things.
Yeah.
Well, when you have your 5 core values, that is what you live by.
Interesting. So, do you consider yourself a professional speaker or more of a professional mentor?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say yes to both and no to both. Yes to both because I'm professionally paid. I act professional. I love meeting the meeting planners, and I try to connect meeting planners with other speakers like all the time. Like, oh, I know speakers that'd be awesome for you. Like, don't even look nowhere else. Like, I got the crew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always try to do more than any other speaker that I know. You know what I mean? And so some guys show up, they speak, they collect a paycheck, and they're out. I like to stay for the day and keep mingling with the guests, you know. But, you know, it's all up to the event planner. I'm a professional mentor because I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Professional? No, not really. I mean, you figure I've been speaking since 2009. I know Zig Ziglar. I had Tom Ziglar on my show. And I asked Tom, I said, how long have you been? He's like, ooh, how long's my dad been alive? You know, like,
Yeah.
you know, so when you're born into it, I mean, your whole life, you know, you've been around it your whole life. I mean, I've only been speaking since 2009. So, you know, under 10 years, what is a professional speaker? Is it 10 years and over? I'm still learning. There's so much that I don't know yet, you know, so
Sure.
I am, but
Yep.
I'm still learning, you know, so.
What would you say has been your biggest learning in speaking? Like your biggest kind of pitfalls?
Oh, Jesus. So, dude, I bombed like really bad. Like, I'll never forget this talk, man. I was a straight up me monster. Like, look at me, and I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and I thought I was crushing it. You know what I mean? Everybody was like staring at me, and I was like, oh yeah, you got to be like this, and you got to be like this because I'm that way. And like, I was like, me, look at me, and I did this, you know, whatever. And at the end of my talk, you know, everybody was like, dude, like, I didn't really connect with that. Like, I don't want to do the same things that you do. You know what I mean? Like, if you give me strategies, I was never asked back. I asked the event planner, I'm like, what'd you think? And they're like, I mean, it was, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean,
it was all about you.
could I get a testimonial? They're like, no. That's how you know you did a crap job. If nobody in the room gives you a testimonial about how your talk was.
Yeah.
Like, that's, you know, and I got the sympathy clap, you know, like I ended my talk. I was like, oh, they gotta be like this, gotta be like this, and and I did this, and thank you. Like, it was like, what was that? You know?
Yeah.
That was terrible, man. So I've learned that you have to make it all about the audience, because if not, man, you're gonna lose them, and you're just gonna suck. So, and don't be a diva speaker.
So speaking of making it about the audience, how do you go and figure out what the audience is before you walk into a place that you've never spoken?
Yeah, I have an event questionnaire that I send to the event planner, and they fill it out.
Oh, interesting.
Or they just tell me like, oh yeah, it's this, and this, you know. So yeah, I have a full questionnaire that I send the event planner, like, what needs to happen to make this event a success. And sometimes I'll say, well, I need people to walk away with calls to action. Got it. Call to action. I always give a call to action at the end of my presentation anyway.
Sure.
You know, but, you know, these are things like, you know, I want them to know about what you talk about in, let's say, resilience. Like, they've got to know this, and I want them to implement it. I'm like, okay, so implementation, call to action, make sure the okay, so give them a couple steps that they can do today. Got it. So I'm crafting my message, you know, according to what they expect. But then I've had event planners go, just make it motivational and funny, and you'll be all right. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do that, you know. So I have signature talks based on, you know, what the event planner tells me or what I got hired for.
All right. So then how do you go and pick an event?
Ooh. So I have my zone of genius, which is basically resilience, leadership, team building, team performance, and business strategy. Because I've built 3 successful businesses since 2004.
Okay.
So that's what I talk about. If you ask me to talk about anything else, if you ask me to talk about Bitcoin, I ain't got time for that. If you want me to talk about social media, I could tell you how to do a Facebook Live and how to post something. But other than that, like, I don't do, like, I'm not a Facebook ads expert. So, but if I'm not an expert in something, I don't pretend, and I'll turn down events. But again, I want to give value. I want to be known as a person of value, not a person of success.
Sure.
So I will tell the event planner, like, I know somebody that is an amazing Facebook ads expert, I'll get you in touch. And I always try to refer because it comes back to me. And I went and spoke at Wake Tech, a college out here in Raleigh, North Carolina, based off of a referral that I gave somebody else. They referred me to this event, and got paid and made some great connections. I mean, it was awesome. It was like perfect. Like, hey,
Sure.
we want you to speak because this person said you're an awesome speaker. So can you come speak?
Sure.
Yes. Cool. Here's your contract. Done. Like.
So you find an event, you meet with the organizers, whatnot. How do you land on like cost and things like that? And
Depends on what your
money's
value
always
is.
money's always a hard conversation. So
Think about you said that you use Drift and you do some other things. Yeah. Let's I don't know what it is, but let's just say that it's $1,000 for whatever you need, right? You paid $1,000. You're like, oh, that's pretty good. In your head, you're like, 1,000. Okay, cool, got it. If they said it's 5,000, and you're like, okay, well the value's there, got it. If they said it's 10,000, you'd be like, oh, that's not even worth it, right? You wouldn't go to McDonald's and pay $5 for a hamburger. You wouldn't go to Longhorn Steakhouse and pay $25 for just the steak, and then they're going to charge you extra for everything else. Like we already kind of inherently know what our value is at. So right now I'm paid anywhere on the low end of $3,500 all the way to $6,500 for a presentation, for a speech. And that's just a 1 hour, presentation. Here's another thing that, again, you would need a mentor. Here's something else that really nobody does, except for the ones that are crushing it. They'll say, 5,000. Yeah, our speaker budget is like 3,500. You're like, okay, that's on my low end. Tell you what, I'll do a keynote and I'll do a breakout session too. So I'll do 2 sessions and I'll do that for 4,500 and refer me to another event planner. And they're like, done. You're like, cool, let's do it. So not only am I going to get paid, I got a guaranteed referral to another event planner with another event with a possible booking.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? So there's ways to negotiate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, let's say $5,000 a talk, 12 talks. It's not a whole ton of money. So where are you kind of stacking the income?
Yeah. So I try to get booked at every event. I try to leave every event with at least 1 or 2 bookings. That's my plan, okay. Right? At least like, hey, let's set something up on Monday. Like if it's a Saturday event, let's set something up on Monday. But I'm polling 2 to 3 people at a minimum, 2 to 3 people out of each event who says, oh, I really want to be a speaker. I'd love to learn from you. I'm like, I'd love to mentor you. $3,500 a year, and I'll build your entire business for $3,500 a year. But now that one-on-one, because once you get like 6 and 7 and 8 people, like that one-on-one takes a lot of time.
Yeah. Yep.
So now I've moved into a mastermind, and everybody just goes into the Success Core Mastermind, which is $3,500 a year, and everybody learns at the same pace and everybody learns at the same time.
Sure.
Which cuts down all kinds of time.
Right. So that helps you scale better, but do you feel like you start to lose out on that one-to-one touch? Not
really, because I offer it for free with the mastermind.
Okay.
So like so like on Monday, like an assignment comes out, like, okay, you have to get, you have to apply to 5 events this week. You have to get on 1 podcast. You have to whatever the whatever's going to be.
Yep.
And then if they're like, hey, can you give me like 10 minutes? I'm like, sure, let's jump on Zoom and let's talk about it. Hey, I got booked. Can you show me like a Central Talk thing? Yeah, let's jump on Zoom. Let's do this. I still offer like some one-on-one, but it's not like an hour like I used to. Like let's do 30 minutes. 30 minutes. That's what I used to do. Like for 30 minutes, we're going to talk. You know what I mean? I think it's better this way because all of the people that I'm mentoring are amazing in their own way. And I just thought about, man, I'm eating up a lot of my time, but I'm also depriving the other mentees of somebody else's brilliance that maybe I didn't even think of that they need. So I think it's just a better way. And I really want to build a community. And that's really ultimately what I want to do is build a tribe and build a community. So that's what we've been doing. Yeah,
that's very much in my wheelhouse of daily efforts. So let's then go to the talk. So you have, how much time do you spend kind of getting ready for a talk? What is it? What does the Sean talk look like?
Yeah, man. So I do a mind mapping, And that's what John Vroman teaches, is how to do a mind mapping. So on a piece of paper, you have like a big circle.
Yep.
Okay. And then you have all these little circles all the way around it. Okay. And so here's my message. Let's say my message is, okay, let's do live your brand. Here's my signature talk, live your brand.
Sure.
So I'm building it. So you are with this certain company, you know what I mean? And you want me to come in and talk about branding, and you want me to talk about, you know, core values. And we've already had this conversation. So I saw that, you know, you put out a call for speakers, right? Call for speakers, hashtag, you know, whatever. So that's a good way to search for events, is to search Google, hashtag call for speakers.
Yep.
Search on Facebook, search on LinkedIn. I get booked a crap ton on LinkedIn. Hashtag call for speakers, because nobody's searching for the hashtags.
Yeah.
So what do we do when we're at conferences? Hashtag is always on the conference screen behind us. Hashtag one life, hashtag success core, hashtag drift, hashtag, right?
Yep.
And so, you know, I'm searching all these call for speakers, and then I find one. I email them, hey, I saw your call for speakers. I'd love to speak at your event. I saw that you have a branding and marketing event, and I talk about branding. So if you'd love to entertain the thought of me coming in as a speaker, here's my website. Here's a video. I don't even have a one sheet. I haven't had a one sheet in like 4 years. I don't care what anybody says. One sheets are going away. Lewis Creamer, who is an amazing speaker coach, swears by one sheets. Media one sheets, cool. Speaker one sheets, not so much. Yeah. Send the video. Send the video of you speaking. Just saying. So I send them the video. I say, hey, I'm going to send you an email. This is this, boom. And so we've already got the contacts going. We've already talked, this, that, and the other. And so she says, okay, yeah, I want this and this and this. Got it. Live your brand. Core values and branding. Like, what is your branding? And then main point one. Main point one is my introduction. What's my introduction? I'm just kind of jotting things down. Main point two, main point three. What's my conclusion? I end every single talk like the same way. So every single talk ends like, in conclusion, here's what I want you to know, and here's my call to action. So I literally say it. Or what I've said before is, you know, in closing, which doesn't mean anything to you, but it kind of gives you hope that I'm almost done.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like a ha ha ha. It's kind of a joke, right? When I do my introduction, it's like, where's my questions? Where's my humor? I'm interjecting a video here, and I'm trying to break the patterns and break people's thoughts up.
Gotcha.
You know, so we'll do group shares. We'll do one-on-ones inside the crowd. We'll do interaction. I'm like, snap, snap, clap, you know, like we'll do like some interactions and stuff. And so I really map it out to where here's my main point. What's my transition into the second and third point? Sure. What's my transition into the conclusion? And how do I tie it back to my message and my introduction? So it's a full circle. And that's how I map it out.
Sure. All right. Before we wrap up, I'm going to just say thank you for not just spending the time here with us and sharing everything that you've shared. It's been a fantastic story. But I also want to thank you for serving in the military. You've given us the opportunity to do all this. I come from a military background, not myself, but my father, my grandfather.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. I've read your story. I know there's been a rough road, and I think like it's a hell of a thing to be able to be where you're at today and sharing. So
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that. With that being said, what would then be your thing to leave with anybody who's listening as to, I don't know, how to live your epic life, what to go do? What's your Sean tip?
Dude, like, if you want to live an epic life, okay, just say yes and figure it out. Just say yes. Because there's things that we probably say no to all the time. Somebody says, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Like, nah, we'll come up with all kinds of excuses why we don't want to do it. But here's the thing. Say yes and figure it out. Successful people don't make excuses. They make results. So if you're not where you want to be in life, then you need to start saying yes. Yes to everything your mind and body is telling you in a good way. You know, I think I'll drink that whole vodka. No, stop it.
Yeah.
Say yes and figure it out. If you get an opportunity, say yes. Because when you say no, you've already closed your mind and spirit. That's it. It's already a done deal. You've already closed it off. So when you say yes, then it's time to figure it out. So I say yes, and then I'm figuring it out. Like, is this good? Is it good? Ooh, that's not good. Nope. Okay, I'm done. I'm out. See ya. But I've already figured out the part out, right? So that is the number one thing that I tell everybody. You want to live an epic life? You say yes and you figure it out and you make it happen no matter what. It is not negotiable. So you can make excuses or you can make results. It's up to you.
I love it. Say yes. There's a great book. I'm going to forget it. Dang it.
I love that bookshelf, by the way. That's amazing.
Oh, man. It's back here, too. It is a book. It is a book called it's by a stand-up comedian or somebody who used to teach stand-up comedians improv, and always having, you don't get to say no in improv, right? The thing comes out and then you just have to kind of go and do it.
Right.
So it's a play off of, I mean, it's a book based on that and in life and doing it. I will put it in the show.
Oh, that's
notes.
awesome.
I've got it somewhere, but
is it like a yes book or is it like a?
It's killing me now. Hold on. It's just too good. I can't believe that it's not.
Do you know who it's by?
Oh, my memory's not that good.
I wonder if it's a yes book.
I know somebody's watching. Is probably screaming this at the moment.
I know, right? They're like, it's this. Because you'll see, man, there's a couple, like Shonda Rhimes has a yes book. It's the Year of Yes. Getting to a Yes, that's a great book. That's in sales. Getting to a yes. And then there's one more.
I think it's called Improv Wisdom.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that book.
Yeah.
That's by it's a girl.
Yes.
It's a girl. Patricia. Is it Patricia?
Amazon will tell me soon.
Where's Alexa?
Improv Wisdom. Yeah, Patricia Madison.
Patricia, yep. Yeah, that's a great book.
Fantastic. Say yes.
Yeah.
And figure it out.
Yeah. There's another book that I recommend. Michael Port.
Okay.
Steal the Show.
Okay.
Steal the Show. Michael Port. That is an amazing book. It's for how to master any job interview, speaking engagement, and something else. But yeah, Steal the Show by Michael Port is absolutely phenomenal.
Okay. I'll throw that below. We'll leave it there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you, Sean, for everything that you shared. We'll put the links down in the show notes. Give us a thumbs up, like us, all that other good jazz. With that, have a nice day.
Thank you, brother.